their guy, made the play. We weren't able to make it. Offensively, we just really couldn't get, anything going offensively. And then when we did, we had too many penalties, which put us in the long distance situations that we just couldn't overcome. So, we'll go back, get to work, hopefully get a couple more guys back, and hopefully start playing some better football.
Dennis, y'all were saying that you felt like the return of a lot of these injured starters would kind of provide a spark for the team. But why do you think, even though they came back, the offense wasn't able to take a step forward?
Look, it's hard to say. I mean, I think we got to go back and evaluate exactly, what was going on there. But obviously, we really couldn't get, much going offensively. And then we made some big plays. We made some explosive plays, and then we followed it up with, penalties, which put us into long distance situations. And, right now we're not overcoming those. And so we've got to play a cleaner game to give ourselves a chance. Penalties I thought hurt us.
What made you decide to switch quarterbacks?
I just felt like we needed to do something to try to get something going offensively. We weren't able to move the football, and I felt like we needed to do something to try to create some sort of spark.
What did you think Spencer Rattler was having trouble doing today?
Yeah, I think there was a couple of reads that probably could have been better on. And look, we certainly didn't help him with a couple of drops and things of that nature. I think just the margin for error right now is small, and so when we have opportunities to make plays, I think we have to be able to make the plays.
Rattler didn't have many passes beyond 10 yards. Did y'all go in?
We had a couple that were dialed up to try to get the ball down the field, and for whatever reason, whether it was the pressure, or the coverage took it away, and we had to go and put the ball underneath.
Did y'all go into that with a more conservative game plan in terms of
No,
throwing downfield?
no. I think we had some shot plays up there that we just didn't, for multiple reasons, whether it was pressure or covered, where we had to get the ball down rather than get the ball down the field.
Is it fair to say the offensive penalties have been like an ongoing issue?
Well, it's certainly something that we still need to work to clean up. I don't know that I'm saying that that's an ongoing issue. I mean, obviously, anytime you have them, it's a problem, and so we've got to work to get those cleaned up.
Was the hamstring injury for Kendra Miller, the same one that sideline? Was it the same hamstring?
No, I think it's a different hamstring. I think it's opposite side.
Same with Marchand, or how about Marchand?
I think it's the same one that was, kind of pulled him out of the game last week.
So aggravated.
Yeah.
2 more hamstring injuries. Is that just maddening? That's the continued theme.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, for those 2 players, because they kind of had a little bit of that in their history, and so we've got to, try to figure out how we can eliminate that.
Yeah, what's kind of the message at this point? 6 losses in a row now.
Yeah, the message is it's the people in the room in there that are going to have to change it. Nobody's coming from outside the building. It's going to have to be the guys that are in that locker room, coaches, to fix it. I mean, that's what it is, and we have to pay better attention to all the details, and we have to do a better job of coaching all the details, because details matter in our league, and we don't get to pick and choose which ones do and which ones don't.
Is there a chance Derek plays next week? Is that possible?
I think there's a possibility, yeah.
How did you think Haener did under the circumstances just coming in?
Yeah, look, I mean, I thought he did some good things, created a few plays, took us down and gave us an opportunity to score, some points. But ultimately, we got to play better as a group.
It's very easy to look at this and assume that the quarterback makes all the difference. What's bothering you most about the offense outside of just the quarterback?
Well, I just think the fundamentals of getting in and out of the huddle, get lined up, let's get a ball play called, let's get moving here. I just thought thought it was sloppy today, and so I think, you know, we got to work hard to clean those things up. And then, you know, I think, you know, we got to be able to rely on our better players to, you know, to make some plays for us. And so I think that's, you know, I mean, that's where we've got to improve. I mean, obviously, we got 2 young quarterbacks, both of which I like a lot, but both are young quarterbacks, you know, and so you got to deal with some of the challenges that go along with that.
It's frustrating are just the explosives defensively, especially on a day like today when you kind of clean some of this stuff up.
Yeah, well, look, we did a good job on a lot of things. You know, the one, you know, play there in the fourth quarter down, you know, our left sideline or their right sideline, you know, I think that's a young player not fully understanding, you know, how that coverage is being played. The one on Alante, I thought he was in great position, and I really thought when the ball went up, I thought that was going to be an interception. They made the play, we didn't. You know, so some of those like that, you know, is part of playing the game of football. We gotta limit the ones that you know we can control a little bit.
Can you say what happened with Bub Means? If it's too late in the game for us to get an update on that.
So it was an ankle there at the end of the game. I'm not sure, you know, the extent of the ankle injury.
I believe it was Rattlers last series of the game. You guys had gone backwards because of a penalty. I think it was 2nd and 16, 3rd and 16, and probably 7-8 yards would have got you in field goal range. Was there anything with the decision making on those plays or anything that was like?
I'd have to probably go back and look at it. I don't specifically recall. You know, I mean, I think when you're in that situation, I mean, you're trying to get yourself into, you know, field goal range. I think that's the number one thing when you're in a longer distance situation. The first thing you're trying to do is get yourself into field goal range. And so the exact play, I don't exactly recall.
Cause and effect there.
Dennis, the Saints haven't lost 6 straight since 2005, and obviously that resulted in a lot of major changes after the season. Like you said last week, you know, you don't worry about that stuff, but do you feel like when you're kind of in the midst of this losing streak that like you have to have conversations with like Mickey or the front office?
Yeah, look,
like,
we have conversations every day. You know what I mean? And so I don't feel any more sense of, you know, having to have these conversations. Look, I think we all understand that you know, it's a results-oriented business, and we need to play better football. You know, I think we all understand that.